Well, most of you know that I am a fan of Mother Teresa, and yes, I am. And one of the things that I really resonate with her was when she was asked back in the 1980s, early 1980s, if she would speak at an anti-war rally. And she said, if you want me to speak about what I'm against, I will have no part of it. If you want me to speak about what I am for, I will be there. And I just have never, ever forgotten that statement. And that is why I have chosen this title today, is about focusing on what we are for. And I'm going to reference 3 particular Bible verses that I've chosen and use them to really look at the deeper meaning behind what was behind these Bible verses that support this statement on focus on what you are for. It is to interpret these 3 particular verses to help us practice this statement, to help us practice on focusing on what we are for. Now, again, I seem to say this almost weekly, that I get up in the morning, especially on Sundays, and look at the news because I don't want to be surprised getting here to church and not being aware of things that are going on. So as soon as I do that, I'm hooked on what I'm against. True? It's that quick, right? And that's okay. I'm not saying, I don't beat myself up over that. What the key is that when that happens, and it will, that you move yourself quickly, recognizing that I am going down the negative rabbit hole, and I need to move myself into what I call, and Catherine Ponder calls, right thinking. And right thinking is about getting myself back into thinking about what I am for. Because the news is always going to trigger me into what I'm against, seems to be. I do get into a couple of news channels that are good news, and I do that on purpose because I got to balance myself, right? Because it's just bombardment. So I'm going to start with the first one. Let's see. This is my favorite. It's my favorite go-to verse. And many of you have heard this when I've done memorial services, celebration of life services, because I cannot find anything that speaks any better than this. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, Philippians 4:8, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. And in some of the Bible verses, it says, pray and meditate on these things. And when you do, you will find the peace of God. That actually goes into 8, not 8, but 9. There you will find the peace of God. So, Philippians. Philippians is Paul writing to the people of Philippi. Okay? Now, we're not talking, Apostle Paul did not become an apostle until many years after Jesus was crucified. Okay? So he was not one of the original 12. He eventually became that. He was Saul, then had a spiritual awakening on the road to Damascus, and then received a new name. Yep, and he became Paul. All right? And became, instead of a persecutor of Christians, he became an advocate of Christians. Well, Paul, of course, ends up in prison. And he starts writing to the letters to the people of Philippi. And he's writing because the Christian church is being persecuted. They're being killed. It's very, very violent time in Philippi. And this is all being persecuted from the Romans and as well as the, I want to make sure I hit the Jewish community. And so he is writing to them because they have lost all hope and they're very, very afraid. And so he is writing this to focus on whatever thing is true, whatever thing is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, trying to get them into right thinking because they are surrounded by fear consciousness. And he knows because he's had this spiritual awakening that fear is going to get them nowhere. Fear is not love, is it? Never, never. Fear is the absence of love. So he's trying to move them into love. So again, Paul doesn't say, ignore your problems, pretend everything is all right, just think positive. Anybody heard that in the New Thought realms? Right? That's where Kathy says it's metaphysical malpractice to just all the time go, everything is fine. It's all good. Well, no, it's not. Okay? This is not all good. Don't tell me it is. But do I give power to it? There's the difference, people. That's the difference. It's acknowledging it, but how long do you want to give it power? And so that's what Paul is trying to tell them. He's saying, yes, it's difficult, but don't let your mind become a prisoner, even if your body is. Does that sound like Nelson Mandela? We've got a lot of master teachers out there that have been saying this for years. I try not to get on this tangent, but I can't help it because as I was putting this together, structuring it this morning, it was like, how long is it going to take for us to wake up? When did we lose this? When did we go to separation consciousness like this? And it's like, daggone, it's that daggone Garden of Eden, right? The slippery snake, the ego, telling us you can be smarter than God. Instead of being one with God, now ego says, oh, you can be greater than God. Just bite that apple, right? How many years has it been, people? And we're still in separation consciousness. And I'm like, when are we? When are we? We're moving there. I'm going to tell you, we're moving there. For the first time 20 years ago, I finally realized we are moving into oneness consciousness because there's more and more people that are sitting in pews like this, in churches like this, that are hearing these types of messages that are saying that we have moved, change your consciousness, change your thoughts, change your life. That's principle number 3 in unity, right? What we think about, we bring about. Yes. And so what are we, how much time are we spending in lower consciousness thinking, separation consciousness thinking, anytime I'm judging myself or others? And that's a key. Don't forget about yourself. So he actually gives us a roadmap, a little bit of a roadmap here. And it's how do you change your consciousness? How do you train your consciousness to do this? Ask yourself, when you're going down or being hooked by the news or whatever, your Aunt Sally or whoever it is, right? Is it true? Is it honorable? Is it just? Is it pure? Is it lovely? Is it commendable? Is it excellent? Is it worthy of praise? If not, then you know you got work to do. Change your thinking, change your life, right? Choose carefully, I love this, what gets to live rent-free in your mind. I love it. Ego, for me, it's never paid a dime's rent. Never, my entire life, and it still keeps trying. I have to keep evicting it. right? Love it, honor it, say thank you for living here, taking care of the place, but it's time to move out. And then tomorrow I got to do the same thing. Or maybe later this afternoon. That's how quick. Our world is just, we're moving so fast and we are bombarded by this kind of stuff. So that's my first Bible verse. The second one I chose is out of Matthew. And I love this, and you probably heard the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. We're not talking these eyes. Matthew is not talking physical eyes. He's talking about your third eye, your intuition eye. And when your eye is healthy, now this eye is healthy when you practice meditation, when you practice prayer. And meditation can be just sitting under a tree. Doesn't mean you have to have the candles and sitting with your lotus position and doing Om. That's wonderful if you do. But I'm saying, and you know you've heard this too, that Kathy says it can be when you're in the bathroom. You got to go sometime today. So when you're in there, instead of looking at your phone, which people do nowadays, because I hear them talking in the stall next to me. You all have that, right? Right? Is take a time to breathe. Breathe. Think of something you're grateful for. That's how fast gratitude is the balm for all of this. It is the healing balm to find something for that 2 minutes that you're in there that you are grateful for. And if you can't think of something, then go to your breath. Thank God you're breathing. Right? So if you can't, you're really struggling because something's really got you hooked hard. Go to your breath, you're breathing. Put your hand over your heart, and it's beating. Oh, if that were enough, right? What is it? The only prayer, if you had only one prayer to say, thank you would be enough? Yes. Thank you, God, for everything. That's why we've chose this song for July. I know it sounds repetitive and it sounds silly to keep singing, thank you, God, for everything. Thank you, God, for everything. Okay, are we done? Right? I know. I think it too sometimes. But the more I say it, the more I'm grounding it into my being. That's why repetition works. So anyway, the eye is the lamp of the body. We're not talking physical eyes, we're talking spiritual eyes. What lens are you looking through most of your day? We lean on these things pretty hard, don't we? Yeah. And if I can't see clearly, I got to put my glasses on so I can see more clearly, right? How often do I spend time with this eye? Because I have to give it attention, right? This eye doesn't really see in pictures. Speaks from your heart. Speaks from this responsibilities. Where we direct our spiritual vision determines the light we experience. So I got a call, I don't even remember now, it was either Friday, I think it was Friday morning. I get a call, and it's from a friend of mine who is worried about a friend of hers who has got this darkness about him, okay? And that's the way she's describing it. She said, I've known this person for 10, even more than 10 years, and something's going on. And he's taken off work a couple of days, calling him, what do you call personal mental health days? Yeah, something like that. And she said, I'm worried about him. Can you please talk to him? This is not anything new, people. It's rampant out there because people are losing the light. They're seeing with the eye of darkness, and so they can't see the light. Why is the suicide rate in young people increasing dramatically? Because they're losing the light. And from my perspective, I see it as they've not learned how to find the light within themselves. They think they're looking out there for the light. And you sang that with one of the songs, right? It was, we are looking out there when the light is in here, but we got to uncover it. And we can't uncover it until we're willing to do some spiritual work. Sandy and I both say this all the time. Unity, new thought, which is ancient thought, people, is a practice. And it's called a practice for a reason. It's not a one and done, get your fill on Sunday and I'm done, I'm good. It's every day, every hour practice. Why is it that after 34 years of being at this church, that I'm still here and still wanting to learn? Because it's a practice. If I ever say I'm done, then I need to be off this pulpit. Because then I'm speaking from my ego. We're never done. Well, you can choose to be done. And probably I'll say, how's that working for you? Because usually, after you're done, about 5 years later, I see somebody come back in the door again. Because life has taken a 2x4. You know, has anybody had those? Some 2x4s when you don't pay attention, right? Oh, so I'm going to repeat that. Where we direct our spiritual vision determines the light that we experience. And do you find that to be true? Yes. Thank you. I'm glad somebody's listening. Thank you. My third verse that I chose is Romans. Be transformed. Where's it at? Oh, yes, I picked this to remind you because owls are my totem animal, and it's saying the same thing that Matthew just said, that the eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. Have you not? Okay, I'm just going to say it, Dale. When I heard you sing that song, both of those songs, you became full of light. Why was that? Because your lamp, your eye was in the right section, right? Yes. And I can look around and I see people when you walk in and I see you for the first time. And I saw a bunch of bright lights coming in. I saw somebody in the bookstore. She's got this great smile, first time ever here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's just like beams light, right? I mean, how you all do this? Why is it that I'm freaking attracted to all of you? Oh, I said freaking. I'm trying to work on that, even though I still say I don't see anything wrong with saying that. I can't help it if people interpret that word differently. Anyway, I'm attracted to each and every one of you because you all are on the same journey I am. And so it's exciting to have a whole group of people working for the same goal. We're all working to be in the light and stay in the light, and we need each other to help stay in the light. Because I'm going to forget. Right now, I'm not having any knee pain. But trust Michael, he has to deal with this when I am in pain. And sometimes it's not pretty. Okay, next one, Romans. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. We've heard this many times, right? This is classic unity, new thought. Change, again, principle number 3. Change your thinking, change your life. Thoughts and mind produce of their kind. This is the classic. Transformation doesn't begin by changing the world. And that, I think, is one of our core problems. Because people don't want to do their inner work. They want it to change out there. If you change, then I'll change. If that organization changes, if the political system changes, then I will be different. Nothing's going to change. We're in this mess because we are, as a race consciousness, holding this. You know what I mean by race consciousness? I'm not talking skin color. I'm talking overall race of people. We've gotten ourselves here because we aren't really 100% committed to spiritual growth, to keeping our eye healthy, this eye healthy. We lean on these eyes and these ears and this mouth. And what was it the other day? Somebody said something about God. Oh, I think it might have been when we were at McCoy's listening to music. And somebody said something about, why would God do da-da-da-da-da? And I said, God doesn't speak English. God deals with us through vibration, through how we feel. So I can say, everything is fine, everything's good, and what vibration am I putting out? Fear, right? And so then I wonder why my life is not changing. Oh, let's look at the bank account. Why? I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. What am I doing out? What am I putting out? More lack. So then more lack is going to come. It's not going to come easy until we change our thinking, we change our life. Oh my goodness. Every moment of every day we have the opportunity to renew our minds. By the renewal of my mind, my life, my world will be transformed. Why do you think Reverend Sandy, is she still? Yep, there she is. Why do you think that she still, to this day, continues to lead an adult class every single Sunday? Why? Why? Because she loves it? That's true. Because she loves you, us. You're absolutely right, Kathy. Absolutely. Why else? Because she knows the power of education. And we can't do the education on a Sunday morning service only so far. She, every Sunday, is willing to take you into a deeper level of thinking and practice. And for her level of commitment, it tells you that this stuff works. Why am I still around at 34, after 34 years? Wouldn't you think I'd be tired of it by now? Wouldn't you think I'd say the famous thing that a lot of people do? I'm good. I got it. I got all this unity stuff. See ya. Until the cosmic 2x4 hits me again. And then I'm boo-hooing, and I'm coming back in the door. I mean, well, that's the truth, isn't it? So why? Why are we doing this? And, oh, I need to stop. My goodness gracious. Okay, so there's my 3 Bible verses to support why we want to keep focused on what we are for. Become known for what you are for, not what you're against. You know, if you want somebody to talk about you, do you want them to say, oh, Paula is against the Clean Air Act? That's not true. Okay, I just want you to know. I'm just solving. I'm just using her name. Or Kathy is against, she's against the, I have a hard time thinking what I'm against, something I'm against. What am I? Yes, I'm against. Or do you want to hear that Kathy is for love in all forms? Or do you want to hear that Paula is for healthy air? Or do you want to hear what she's against? We want to hear, doesn't it feel better to hear about what people are for? So think about that. Let's go to that last one. Be the reason someone smiles today. How can you do that? By telling them what you're against? No. Focus on what you are for. Let's say the affirmation together, please. Yeah, Dave, the next one. Let's say it again. We said it in the beginning, right after meditation. Today, I focus my thoughts, words, and actions on the good I choose to create. I am for love, for peace, and for possibility. And so it is, namaste. That focus, that good in me, truly sees and honors that good in each and every single one of you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.